Today marks 1722nd day of day lessons, day reflections. And today I want to speak about peace. I was reflecting today that I used to love acronyms. And I thought about, okay, I love acronyms. I thinking about peace. And let's bring them together. Let's bring them together because I think that it's a beautiful thing. That really, what could really hide under those letters? Peace. P.E.A.C.E. And I thought about there's so many ways, of course, to really create acronyms. Acronyms is a great thing because you're able to put so many meaning underneath of those letters. And today I will share two ways of looking at peace, two perspectives, and I think that is a great way to really look into, okay, what really do I need to have peace? Because I learned that even though a peace could achieved by stillness, not by hustle, but at the same time there is something that's really actually we need to do. That you're not able to really sometimes really sit on your butt and not do anything and have peace. So like certain peace is just coming just through stillness alone, being able to really calm yourself, allow uncontrollably emotions to come and be, because that's uncontrollable allowance of emotions allows to really start to learn how to control them. But today I'll share of Ricky what we able to do, what we able to do to really develop that peace. So the first one is P, and that means purpose. Purpose. I think every single person needs to have the purpose because what's come out of purpose and meaning, and that's one of the most important books that's a lot of people mention that really helps them to really achieve great success is like man's search for meaning. Even the worst terrible conditions, when that terrible condition and suffering and struggle has a meaning, it's worth living for. And purpose, that's what it is. And and we need to understand like what is the reason to live, and every single person will have it different, and that's just such a unique thing because every single person have their unique purpose. Now it is like every single person has different fingerprint, and purposes might be very similar. Fingerprints are very similar as well, but will be unique to every single person, the way how it needs to show up. Number two is excellence. That's E stands for excellence. Being able to really, whatever you do, give your all heart and choosing the things that is important. Now excellence, and this is an interesting thing, that excellence in major things and non-negotiables and priorities, because you can be excellent in minor things, in details, and the things that do not matter, that disappears within 5 years. Maybe we can really, we can become excellent on the things that stays with us for a lifetime. Now I understand that sometimes we need to be excellent on a season for a reason certain, but I think that we always need to work on become excellent on the things that we're able to really keep it for a lifetime, and that's a beautiful thing. Number three, or a letter A from peace, is accountability. And that's a part of taking full ownership of your life. I really love that example that sometimes our life is seems like for rent. And the, the building, the apartment, the house is reconstructed, maintained by person who owns it. And I think we need to start live a life not by renting our life, but really owning our life. And if you own your life, that means you take full ownership and responsibility for everything what's happening in your life. And and you are saying that I need to fix it. I maintain my life. There's nobody else who's responsible. I totally paid off for my life, so I need to really live it. Number C, and again, number C is for courage. And courage is one of my favorite words. I always say that willingness is a key to success because if you're willing, you will find a way, you become resourceful. But courage is such an important thing because with courage, it's so much easier to achieve anything in life. Anything. That means that when you have willingness and courage, you will go and pursue and will do the hardest things that it requires courage to do. Because most people don't improve because they are afraid of certain things. And I think that courage is one of separators why some people move in life faster and some don't. And last one from peace is empathy. Being able to really start to see others. And then others, and that empathy is such an interesting thing because empathy starts, of course, have empathy about yourself, developing emotional awareness. emotional regulation, and the more awareness you have within yourself, the easier it is to understand others. Because if you're not understanding yourself, how are you supposed to understand others? That's just like very legit question. If you do not understand your emotions, how are you supposed to understand other people's emotions? And I think that's where the peace is. Like when we really combine the purpose that fuels you, excellence that shapes accountability that strengthens you, courage that grows you, and empathy that connects you. That's where the peace is, because we all need to have a purpose that's really moving towards. We need to really become better, transform. And at the same time, when we'll do that, we're able to connect and develop relationships. And those relationships really allows us to have more fulfilling, more blissful, more joyful life. And now I would love to really alternative, but more of a high performance version, because I think that's such an interesting thing, because we have a formula for success. And then I thought, like, what is a formula for success? And I think that the P could stand for persistence. And that means persistence, like being able to really do over and over and over and over again, never quit on things that matter. I learned that we need to be amazing quitters on wrong things. If it's a wrong thing, we quit very quickly. But on the right things, we persist, we stay, we boring, struggle, hustle. We still keep in the game. And that's again persistence. But now persistence requires one thing that really allows us to move that persistence to a new level, and that is energy. Energy is the most important, one of the most important, hands down, one of the most important things. Because if you have all the money, all the time in the universe, but you have zero energy, you lay down in the bed, what matters with the resources that you have? Nothing. Nothing at all. So energy is extremely important. So that means we need to protect our physical and mental vitality, emotional vitality at all cost. And now when we have a persistence, we're able to really do and do and do. And after that, we have energy to really allocate more to that persistence, to push to that persistence. Because one person could be persistent 15 minutes a day. Other person could be persistent 2 hours with full energy, for the full focus. Of course, it will be a massive difference. But now when we have energy, that's again where the third letter comes in, and that is A, is action, execution. Being able to do over and over, to use that energy into right direction with the purpose, with with the meaning. But then that means that you need to execute. And again, when you have persistence, you have energy, and now you're able to really use that energy and persistence on the right actions. And those three combined is such an important thing. And last, not last one, the next one is C, is for consistency. You can be persistent in trying new things, and it'll never lead to success. It will expose yourself to understand more, but will not allow you to achieve mastery. So that means that we need to have persistence, never quit, but at the same time we need to be consistent on certain things, on non-negotiables, to really build up the compound effect and build momentum that really moves us beyond. Because I really love examples is that if you at the beginning when you start journey, sometimes you put 100 effort and you get one result, then you get a little bit better. Now you put 20 effort and you get one result. Now you got to go a little bit better. You put 20 or 10 effort and you got one result. And at some point, with consistency, it could be that you put one effort and you got 100 results. And it's just such a powerful understanding of compound effect that at the beginning it seems that you work so hard for just one result, and then at the end when your compound effect, the momentum kicks in, you go just a little bit and you get so much results. And the last one, E, stands for evolution. Keep learning, keep adapting, and becoming better. And then interesting, because when you persist with energy and take actions consistently, that will lead to transformation in one way or another. And we need to really keep learning, keep developing. Because if you don't do that, that persistency will plateau at some point. So if we really want to evolve and use our energy much more wise, we use not just hard work, but really smart work as well, we need to have evolving, becoming better. Because if we are not changing, life is changing. So we'll be behind. So that means that we always need to adapt with the season, because we are going for seasons, life goes for seasons, Earth goes for seasons. So there's, everything is going for seasons. So we need to really be able to evolve, adapt, just to make sure that we're able to really use. And I think that is a beautiful thing, because when you really do that, when you have persistence, when you have energy, when you have action, when you have consistency, and really constantly evolve, that just that alone gives a massive peace within yourself because you know that you're doing something right towards yourself. But as I said, we always not need to for forget when this is execution piece. But sometimes we need to go back into the to that solitude, into that nature, into within yourself, and really find peace within. That is extremely within, where it comes from calmness rather than from execution. So I hope you reflect because peace is such a beautiful book, such a beautiful word, and I think that when you're a young adult, you don't see that peace maybe as important. But I think that the older you get, the more you value peace. So I hope you just win and see you tomorrow.